Yeah. Bring in the shootout. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the competitors in the 1998 AT&T Shootout. He ranks third among active NBA players in three-point shooting percentage. From the Dallas Mavericks, Hubert Davis. The NBA's all-time leader in three-point goals made from the Seattle Supersonics, Dale Ellis. He leads the Jazz in three-point shooting percentage from Utah, Jeff Hornacek. One of the NBA's most accurate three-point shooters from the Vancouver Grizzlies, Sam Mack. The number 2 player in total career three-pointers and one of this year's All-Stars from the Indiana Pacers, Reggie Miller. He had the league best three-point shooting percentage in the 93-94 season from the Washington Wizards, Tracy Murray. The 1995 AT&T Shootout champion hopes to become the 4th two-time winner in event history. You'll see him in tomorrow's All-Star game from the Charlotte Hornets, Glenn Rice. This guard leads his team in three-point shooting percentage and steals from your New York Knicks, Charlie Ward. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1998 AT&T Shootout competitors.
All right, there are competitors. The winner gets $20,000. Second place, 10. Third, $5,500. Fourth, $25,000. And all contestants get at least $1,000 for the AT&T long-distance shootout that started back in 1986. And the winners have been Larry Bird 3 times in a row, Craig Hodges 3 times in a row, Mark Price twice, Steve Kerr, Tim Legler were the last winners consecutive in the last 2 years. Neither are in this competition. And Tracy Murray and Charlie Ward are going to be our first 2 competitors. Tracy Murray is an excellent three-point shooter with the Washington Wizards. He has made 79 threes this year. He made 7 at the MCI Center in one of the ball games this year. And Charlie Ward is the all-time three-point percentage and made and attempted three-point shooters in the history of Heisman Trophy winners.
Yeah, that's a good point. I tell you what, Tracy Murray, here's a guy, his trainer, Kevin Johnson, told me that he worked with Tim Legler before he won it. Now his trainer has worked with Tracy Murray. The keeper, Tracy, he told me is to keep the ball on the right-hand side so he can shoot it that way and watch his rhythm.
All right,
Don't
remember,
rush.
6 points a rack, total of 30. They have 60 seconds.
Well, I tell you what, Charlie Ward has been in a slump, but he's got it going on now. The last 10 games, he's only been 6 for 36 from behind the arc.
So this is an easy shot for Tracy Murray. One thing about Murray, he's a streak shooter. If he gets on a streak, watch out. He's a dark horse to me in this tournament.
Well, Charlie Ward said he's already come over 1 odds, and that's a non-shooter being in this tournament. All he's got to do is get 1 more.
That's also a quarterback being in the NFL and the NBA.
Big 2-ball there by Ward.
Charlie Ward is a jump shot shooter. See how high he gets on his shot? Very important for him on his elevation.
One thing he told me, and he's gonna finish. Charlie Ward told me he wasn't worried about finishing. He said he just wants to make shots.
Now, this is a big ball for Charlie.
Yes.
Good shot. Charlie Ward with the 2-ball at the end. Remember, these shooters are not competing against each other. They're competing to have one of the 4 highest scores out of the 8 because the top 4 advance to the semifinal. And there's Charlie's money ball.
Bang, baby.
And you can see Murray following through. Here's his money ball. Big shots.
So Charlie Ward with the advantage when those two shot. Next up, we will have Reggie Miller and Sam Mack. But right now, you see the lights on the left side of your screen at the top. 12 for Murray, 15 for Ward. Now, when this line was in last year, 17 would be one of the lowest scores in the round. But when it's 23-9, 17's a pretty good score.
It really is. Charlie Ward had a nice score for a first round. He has an excellent shot of advancing. And Reggie Miller, just, I mean, we don't have to talk much about his shooting, especially when you talk about being in the Garden. I think this is important for Reggie Miller.
You know, Reggie Miller has had some big nights in this gym.
Yes, he has. Against me.
Well, that would have been easy. But watch Sam Mack, fellas. Keep your eye on the big fella over there. He shoots, remember, Sam Mack shoots 48% of his balls in regular season from behind this arc, so it's no big deal for him. And look at his stroke, Doc. He's stroking it real nice. Big shot.
Missed the two.
Big shot.
So did Mack.
Both are really struggling right now. Both of them will have to go on a roll to stay alive.
Yeah, you've got to beat 12 just to stay in the top.
The big shots.
Yeah, Sam got the big one over here. This is a big rack for Sam. This is the spot where he likes to shoot from. Oh, heartbreak.
Sam Mack's going to have a tough time finishing if he doesn't hurry.
He shoots the ball a little bit slow, and that's to his disadvantage, but taking your time is important.
Oh.
There's the money ball for Sam Mack.
Got it! Huge shot. Sam Mack still in the game, baby.
That's my guy.
You know what? I tell you, see, the reason I like Sam Mack, I love these guys. This is a huge forum for him, guys. If he wins this, he's playing in a place where he doesn't get much attention. If he wins this, he gets a couple of endorsements too, guys.
It really made the endorsement career of Craig Hodges.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really did. These last two shots were huge for Sam Mack.
Here's Reggie Miller.
Well, it's funny. One of the things Reggie Miller told me, he said he was worried about the first round. He said if I can get through the first round, he was guaranteeing me he was going to win it. He has some problems.
That's going to be tough.
Come on, here's an olive branch, Doc. What do you want me to do for you?
Next up.
I'm not hearing it, Doc.
I don't know.
Doc's not talking.
No.
Next up, Glenn Rice and Dale Ellis, two former winners.
Yeah.
Dale Ellis, this will be his 7th appearance in the competition, and Glenn Rice won it in 1995. And Dale Ellis is, for all practical purposes, the designated shooter for the for the Supersonics. And Glenn Rice is having a tremendous season.
He's had 2 tremendous seasons in a row now. When you have them back-to-back, that means you're a great basketball player.
Well, Dale Ellis in this history shows that he's either on fire or he's really cold, but he's got a great stroke, one of the purest three-point shooters in the game ever. Got over 1,000 to his credit and shoots 50% from the arc during regular season.
The thing I like about Dale Ellis, Reggie, is he doesn't really bend his knees like most shooters do. He's so big, he does. He gets the lift, but he's a straight up and down shooter with great upper strength. Glenn Rice just has fluid control of the ball. Watch his follow through.
No question.
Unbelievable.
And he's one of these guys that follows the ball through the net.
Yeah.
If you're watching as he raises his head, he's looking at the ball and his arc. He probably sees the seams as it's going down the hole.
Rice is 3 out of 3 on the money ball. And he'll certainly need it.
And
4 out of 4 is Rice.
He makes the
on
right
the
one.
two-pointer, you bet.
For all you kids out there, take a look at Dale Ellis' offhand when he let go of the ball. Look at that. The release is so perfect.
So that last shot put Rice in the final so far. That was a big shot by Rice. Didn't get to the money ball.
Didn't get to the money ball on the final rack. So Dale Ellis, looking like the machine gun shooter that he can be, got on fire in the second half. And let's look at Dale Ellis.
And watch how beautiful his shot is. All you kids learning how to shoot the jumper. Ball right in front of his face. Elevate, shoulder square, and look at his release.
I think even more important, Reggie, he never looks at the ball. All he does is look at the rim. Just watch Dale Ellis shoot the ball. He's paying no attention to where the ball is going. He has his eyes focused on the rim.
And Doc, that comes from being experienced in this event. He knows the rack. He understands how to play this game.
And you see now the top four are Ellis with 18, Ward 15, 14 for Mack, and 13 for Rice. That means Miller and Murray are already eliminated. And now the final two in this first round. Again, they're not shooting against each other. They're shooting to try to become one of the top four with points to advance to the semifinals. Hubert Davis from Dallas, former New York Knick, and Jeff Hornacek from the Utah Jazz.
Red, do you think it's an advantage going last? Now you know a score that you can chase for these two guys?
We've just had an update, a correction on one of the scores. They changed Tracy Murray to now he has 14 points. So keep that straight with what the totals are to beat as we go into the final in the first round.
Tell you what, Hubert Davis is a guy who practices more than anybody in this gym as far as shooting.
I tell you what, Jeff Hornacek, when you look at him, everything could be a positive for him this time, because the last time he was at his event, Doc, he only got 7 points.
Hubert Davis is on the road. I'm telling you, Hubert Davis right now is on fire.
Well, Jeff Hornacek said that last year he tried to copy Danny Ainge's strategy and shoot just standing set shots. He said this year he's going to shoot it in his own rhythm and not worry about it.
And Hubert Davis hit 8 in a row before he missed.
Yeah, now you know what happened? Both of these guys started out on fire, and it looks like they're wearing down a little bit. Hornacek is in it for sure.
Well, Jeff Hornacek is really doing a great job because he has the lowest score.
Hubert needs the money ball.
Got it!
Shot.
Hubert got it around the rim off the board and back in for Hubert Davis. So now let's look at the finals here. I believe Davis has 15.
Yes.
I tell you what, that's Jeff Hornacek. Look at this. Last year he shot all set shots. This time he said, I'm going to shoot my regular jumper. I talked to him before this. He said, I didn't practice one time. I had something else on my mind. Just before this All-Star break, we had to play the Bulls.
Yeah, you know, he told me he tried to practice, and they didn't have a ball rack.
That's right.
So he laid them on the floor and started shooting around. He said it just wasn't the same, so he stopped shooting.
He said, I'll tell you something else he said was really interesting. He said that this year he had to think of the clock, and he had somebody calling the times out.
Okay, there are the semifinalists. Dale Ellis, 18, Hornacek, 17, Davis and Ward both with 15. They advance. Murray, Mack, Miller, Rice eliminated. We'll be back with the semifinals in just a moment from the AT&T Shootout.
It's NBA All-Stars.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. NBA on TNT and TBS Superstation have been here all week with EA Sports at the Jam session, putting on a Play the Pros challenge. Rookies Tim Duncan and Chauncey Billups got in some practice time with EA Sports. NBA Live 98.
I had a chance.
You were over there, Reggie.
I was over there, had a great time with these
Duncan
guys.
Win that?
You know what? Chauncey was working him.
Was he for real?
He was working him, and then the big fella got hot.
Yeah.
And said, Chauncey, you can't breathe from out there.
Here are our 4 semifinalists.
Just what we thought, right?
That's exactly.
That's the guys we picked. So now let's pick a winner out of here.
All right, I'm taking Hornacek.
All right, good pick. All right.
Go ahead,
And that's
Bob.
the guy I had in the beginning.
Yeah, that's right.
It's his 7th time. He's the oldest guy here. I'm the oldest guy here at the table.
You
but
are,
barely.
by far.
Dale Ellis.
Well,
That's the guy you had, right?
Yeah. I had
this
Dale
is
at
tough
the
for me
beginning.
because I played with Charlie Ward and I played with Hubert Davis. So I want to go with both. I'm going to go with Hubert Davis.
Yeah, he was hot in the first part of the first round. Here are the first round numbers for Charlie Ward. You see that he had the big racks, none really big, on 3 and 5.
Well, I tell you what, Charlie Ward, the last 10 games, like I said, was only 6 for 36, coming out strong in this three-point competition.
Well, slump no more
Slump
for
no
Charlie
more.
Ward.
And this can start off the second half of the season big for him. The Knicks sure could use it.
Remember, the scores don't transfer. They start counting anew in the semifinals. Not a good start for Charlie
No, it
Ward.
really wasn't.
This is more his spot, though. You don't see him at the corner much shooting.
Well, Charlie Ward, I think he's feeling a little bit of the pressure.
Although he knows pressure, quarterback at Florida State, Major League Baseball prospect, basketball player, he knows pressure.
Hey, pressure, playing for the Knicks. He does know pressure.
Right now, Doc,
Struggling.
there goes a little bit of your theory of the big guys being able to shoot from out there better. Charlie Ward, a leg shooter. Notice how high he gets up on his shot. Not always the best guys to shoot this because they get tired toward the end of the game.
He's still in it. If he can make a couple, if he makes this one,
Which he does.
yes, that gives him 11, and you never know.
You don't, because
But I
remember, the
agree.
scores don't transfer. They're not cumulative, so
I
it's a
agree with
brand new
Reggie,
game.
though. I thought he got tired.
Yeah.
He started slow, and then he got tired, and that
Yeah.
combination killed him.
And officially, he does have 11 points. Charlie Ward with 11. Cheryl.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Now, Charlie, I know this is home court. Had a terrific first round. Second round came around. How did you feel?
Well, you know, shots didn't go down, but it's a good experience for me.
Was it a little easier or more difficult than you thought, the competition?
Actually, I thought I would be nervous, but I wasn't.
You were nervous. All right, let's go back to you guys at the table.
Why should he be?
How can he be nervous?
He's played here before, right?
And he'll always have the Heisman.
Boy, he will.
Up next, Hubert Davis. Remember, Hubert hit 8 in a row at one point in the first round.
Hubert Davis.
Hubert is so good, he's decided to shoot with his sweat top on.
Larry Bird, take notice.
Everyone is. I think the start for all the little guys left is crucial. And
That's
Hubert
a big
takes
start.
advantage of it.
That's a big start. I was talking to him before, and he was real quiet about it. That made me think he was very serious.
He's quiet all the time.
Hit 6 in a row before he missed there.
But he's making the money ball, Reggie, and that's key.
Very key. And again, another leg shooter doing well in a three-point contest.
Oh, yeah,
He's rolling. He is rolling.
I guess we can clarify this and say he is now on fire.
Yes, he is. Look at this. You know, when advantage like Charlie Ward, Hubert Davis played with the Knicks.
He ran the rack.
He is rolling. He's going for all-time best right now.
Oh, my.
Hubert Davis, money ball. Got it. 23.
That is impressive. That is impressive.
I'm glad I picked him.
Yeah, I'm glad I picked him.
Remember, the all-time record in any round is 25 by Craig Hodges. The highest score in the semifinals, 24. So he certainly.
And right here, Bob, he ran the rack.
Let's go to Cheryl and Hubert.
Hey, Bob, and he's not even broken a sweat. And Hubert, this must be home away from home.
It says home away from home, and I'm tired. I'm gonna go down and get some water. I'm tired.
Hey, was the first round more comfortable than the second? Because the second one, you were just as potent.
Well, I felt better in the second round. The first round, I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't want to embarrass myself, so it was a lot of fun out there, and I'm just gonna go out there and see what I can do.
Looks like that score will stand. Let's go back to you, Bob.
Okay, Hubert Davis with 24 points, hit 11 in a row at one point, and was 5 for 5 on the 2-point money
You
ball.
got to remember, in the first round, he made 8 in a row. So far, what Hubert Davis has showed us is that he's a streak shooter. And the second round, he was on a streak a lot longer.
You see that Jeff Hornacek got off to a great start, slumped a little, and then had 6 points, all 6 points on the fourth round.
Well, Jeff Hornacek told me that he practiced a little bit by listening to the music. He's going to get his rhythm by just staying, concentrating on the music and getting into it.
What kind of music?
A little acid rock.
He is starting to feel it himself.
And you
He
know
really gets up on his shot.
Well, and he's approaching the rack. He wants to keep the rack on the right side of him. That's why every time he approaches the rack, he goes around the bottom side so it stays in his rhythm hand.
Got the money ball.
Big shot.
2 racks to go. A total of 12 points possible.
You better get it going.
He's got to get one to avoid elimination.
This is big.
Got the
That's a
money.
big ball. This is a huge rack for him.
Yes.
That ball eliminated Charlie Ward.
Oh, his legs went on that last shot. The last 2 shots,
it
his
is.
legs left him.
I tell you what, though, 15 is not going to be easy to beat.
Dale
That's a
Ellis
tough
is up
number.
next.
Yes, it is.
And he's got to beat 15. Charlie Ward has been eliminated.
But you can see Jeff Hornacek gets up so high on this shot. And Reggie, you were right. His legs start going towards the end. That hurt him.
That's 3 leg shooters in this tournament, and 3 leg shooters doing well. I tell you what, last year he shot all set shots, and that's just one of his kids, counting them up, Allen and Ryan. He's got 6, 7. Come on, Dad.
Yep, he's thinking about a new swing set.
Let's go to Cheryl.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Well, the last 2 racks there, Jeff, look like your legs are about to give out. A little tight on the last rack.
Oxygen. Where's the oxygen? That's what happened. I took 3 warm-ups about a week before this competition. That's what happened. The second, third times I got a little tired.
How difficult is it being in this competition and being a jump shooter?
Well, takes a little more out of you. That's why I tried to shoot a little bit of a set shot, and it kind of hurt me there. But biggest key was I didn't make any of the 2-pointers.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go back to you, Doc, talking about set shots.
Okay, Dale Ellis, who had 18, that's his first round. Remember, the scores don't transfer forward. Dale Ellis needs to beat 15 to achieve the finals.
Look at the backspin on Dale Ellis' shot. You talking about back rotation? I tell you what, he's just got a beautiful shot, whether it goes in or not.
Got 3 points on that red.
Yeah,
it really
his
does.
shot is art.
And he's got such a serious look on his face. And again, like we pointed out before, doesn't even look at the rack, keeps his concentration and the back of his head. You got a great shot at the back of his head. It doesn't move.
No.
Put his head on a stick. It don't even move.
That was 5 in a row before a miss by Dale Ellis. See if he goes streaking again, looking for the money ball. Nope, not
He's
this
going to
time.
need some.
Well, he's got 2 racks, and you know Dale can fill him up quick.
Got to beat 15 to advance.
Oh, boy, this is going to be close. I don't think he's going to finish.
Got a money ball, 10 seconds, 8 seconds. Reggie told us it takes about 9 seconds to empty the rack.
And you really do have to shoot a ball a second.
This is 1. He needs to at least didn't get it out of his hand.
No.
Tie score.
Dale Ellis with 15 and Hornacek with 15. I love this because it's free AT&T shootout ball. It means we're in overtime.
I think this is going to be tough for Dale Ellis. Though he's the bigger guy, he just finished.
That's a good point.
And we have a tie for the
Thanks a lot,
second
Bob.
and
Oh,
final
you said you're in time. The second round kind of got caught up with us.
Well, this is an event you can't practice for, you know. I don't know the time. I didn't want to pay attention to what was going on this weekend. Block it out, just come shoot. I'm a little winded.
I can tell that. You're breathing very hard there. Let's go back to you guys at the table.
Okay, well, the good news for
Cheryl,
Dale,
get him some water.
he has some time for oxygen because Hornacek is going to be first.
Yeah. I think the guy who might have the biggest advantage is Hubert Davis. He was telling us how tired he was, and now he gets some extra time to rest.
Well, as we said earlier, Doc, and blows it out of the water about the big guys and the set shot
Yeah, it
shooters,
does.
because these are all jump shot
Yes, it
shooters.
is, except for Dale, who really isn't a jump shot
That's true. That's true.
shooter. Yeah.
He really does shoot a slight jump on his ball, but the other guys are jump shot shooters, and I don't think that we've had total jump shot shooters going in the third round.
What's impressive, Reggie, is that you move the line back, and if you look in the history of the league in this tournament, it's been big guys. Larry Bird, who's won this. Right now, we got 3 small guys and 1 big guy. I think that is really interesting.
Now, remember, in this shootout, it's the same rules, but only 24 seconds. Top scorer goes to the finals.
Well, this could mean a lot for Jeff because the last time he was in this event, he only got 7 points. And I tell you what, Michael Jordan and Douglas Shrimp are the 2 guys that got the lowest points prior to that.
Well, I think he's going for the finals.
I think so, too.
He is on fire.
Got the money ball.
By the way, did I pick him, guys?
Yeah, I think he did.
And that one counted. The last shot he took would not have. But unofficially, Jeff Hornacek, who hit 8 in a row, has 11 points. Now, these 11 points, remember, forget all the previous scores. They don't advance. So Dale Ellis knows what he's got to do. He's got to have more than 11 in 24 seconds. They're Tyler and Ryan, the sons of Jeff Hornacek.
They're thinking new bike, new swing set.
They know they're on their way to Disney World.
away from Dale Ellis. He too will have 24
Well, let's hope Dale Ellis has recuperated.
Boy, I don't think he's had enough time.
But he only has 24 seconds here. His number to beat is 11.
You know what, with a guy like Dale Ellis, if he hits his first couple of balls, he's capable of not missing, fellas.
Well, he better hit his first couple.
Yes.
Because Hornacek didn't miss many.
Remember, 6 points available per rack.
I think it's over.
He's looking tired.
He's done.
Well, he has 2.
Done. He's done. Oh, boy.
Oh, it could get close.
You counted him out too early.
Doc, I said he could run him.
Now, he's got to hit him here, though, but look at the clock is running down.
Oh.
He ran. Remember, Dale Ellis didn't lose. He simply ran
out of time.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my goodness.
So 7 in a row, but only 9 points for Dale Ellis, and that means that Jeff Hornacek advances, and it'll be Hubert Davis from Dallas and Jeff Hornacek from Houston in the finals. Along with Cheryl Miller, Reggie Theus, Doc Rivers, this is Bob Neal back at Madison Square Garden. The finals in the AT&T long distance shootout. There was a coin toss. Hubert Davis won. Elect to shoot first. Remember, Davis hit 8 in a row in the first round and 11 in a row in the semifinals. The scores don't move forward. They'll just start from 0. Top number wins. They have 60 seconds.
Interesting that Hubert Davis won the toss and decided to go first. He's not been in a lot of big pressure situations. I think he said, I want to put the pressure on. Well, Doc, be the guy under the gun.
Well, Doc, in '96 shootout, he made 17 points, didn't advance past the first round. But here's a guy who shoots 43% of his threes from behind the arc, so he definitely can get it going.
Tell you what, he's rushing right now.
Well, it tells me that he didn't want the pressure of knowing what the other guy was going to shoot, huh, Doc?
You know, I'd rather have the pressure.
Yeah.
I'd rather know a score that I have to beat.
And he's not on pace to finish right now.
Oh, he'll finish because he'll speed up. See, he'll
Smell the money.
Well, like
Smell the
we
money.
said, it takes...
Yeah, he ought to be able to.
You got to have 9 seconds to finish a rack. He started off this with 12. All he's got to do is shoot a ball a second. He's got it easily.
He needs all 3 of these to have an easy chance.
Got to have this one.
And he got it.
And he did. So unofficially 10 points for Hubert Davis.
But you know, in the final round, that's not an awful score.
No. And you have to remember that after 3 rounds, guys are getting a little leg weary.
Well, I think even more importantly, Jeff Hornacek took 12 more shots than Hubert Davis because he had to go to the shootout. And I think that's an important stat. Jeff said he was tired going into that shootout.
And remember, the last round, Jeff got tired on his last couple of shots as you watch Hubert Davis trying to finish out the big ball and got it in the clutch.
Former New York Knick, now with the Dallas Mavericks, and also with Cheryl Miller.
Thanks a lot, Bob Hubert. Last round, 24, 10 this round. How comfortable do you feel with that?
Oh, I don't feel too comfortable at all. Not with Jeff here. He's probably going to beat that. He beat that with 24 seconds, so I'm hoping he gets a little cold out there.
All right, he's hoping he gets cold and has a little faith. Let's see what happens, guys.
Well, Bob, he said something very interesting. He only has 10 points. That means that Jeff can really take his time at each rack.
That's
he
exactly
does not
right.
have to finish to beat that amount of points.
Jeff Hornacek, you see what his semifinal score was. Remember, once again, those totals don't advance to this round. He starts with 0.
And I think we can go out on a limb here and say Jeff is sitting pretty if he takes his time.
Well, you remember, he got tired, and you made the point. He shot 12 extra balls. So all he has to do in these first couple of racks is just get a lead.
Ooh,
That's a big ball.
Only 2.
He's got plenty of time. He does not have to rush, but remember, he said that he wants to shoot it in his rhythm, which means he's got to jump hard.
He ran the rack and got the money ball.
He is in great shape.
He's in
All
tremendous
he
shape
needs
here.
to do is make 3 balls or 2 and 1 with the money ball.
And he has 30 seconds.
This could
Tied.
be right here.
Still hasn't won.
If I was him, I would dribble it like a free throw. That's it. He won. And his kids are going crazy right now.
I'll tell you what.
He's putting cherries on the sundae now. It's all over. Jeff Hornacek is going to be the champion.
And Utah Jazz have been shooting it well all night.
Yes.
Karl Malone in the finals of the 2-ball competition. Excuse me.
Yes.
Jeff Hornacek, well, his children, Tyler and Ryan, who've been really cheerleading, come out there to share in the glory. Watch
Look
them
at
here.
this. Look at the emotion. Yes. Boy, that's college. He can pay for their college tuitions now.
At these days, it's $20,000. That's about what, the one semester. Craig Sager.
Well, thank you very much, Jeff. Obviously, talked clear about your past experiences. Reggie said you only got 7 one year. What was the difference this time?
Well, last time I tried to shoot a set shot so I could get all 25 shots off, and this year I just said I'm going to take my normal shot. If I get all 25 off, fine. If I don't, then I just concentrate on the ones I do shoot, and luckily this time I got them all in, even when I was shooting the jumper.
Earlier in the 2-ball, your teammate Carl Malone and Tammy Reese got to the finals. He told you he wanted you to win it.
Well, Carl, that's the demanding Carl, whether it's a little competition like this or games. You know, he's got the competitor spirit. He said, we almost did it. You go out there and do it. So I'm just out of the way.
Great individual award, but what about the team? You've beaten the Bulls twice this year. Is this the year you can go from the finals and win it all?
Well, we hope so. You know, we have the capability there last year and playoffs last year. Made the big play. We got.
Okay, we lost the microphone there of the interview with Jeff Hornacek, but we didn't lose our video replays of Jeff Hornacek, who becomes the 8th different winner in the 13 years of competition in the AT&T Long Distance Shootout. Congratulations to Jeff Hornacek of the Utah Jazz.
To our champion and center court.
Back to New York City. It has been a star-studded night, and Jeff Hornacek, who becomes the 8th different winner in 13 years of the AT&T Long Distance Shootout, wins in the final standings. You see what everybody did. Hubert Davis finished second. Ellis, Ward, Murray, Mack, Rice, and Miller in that order. And Jeff Hornacek is our champion. And one quick note here, in the 2-ball competition, this was the first year ever, Cynthia Cooper and Clyde Drexler, they won $25,000. They each took 10, and they gave $5,000 to their coach, Van Chancellor. I thought that was quite nice. It's been great down here on the floor, Ernie. Let's go back up to you.
All right, thank you very much.